week for my next video, I decided to go ahead and do one on this article. Now, this article dates August 5th, 2024, and it is again done by John F. Trent. Now, of course, I will be giving some commentary as we are reading along. A new investigation into Ubisoft's marketing campaign for Star Wars Outlaws reveals the company buttered up YouTubers and influencers with trips to Disneyland and boat tours before giving them access to 4 hours of gameplay footage. German YouTuber Cyberpunk 20XX discovered multiple YouTubers and influencers revealed how they were actually influenced by Ubisoft as part of the company's largest marketing campaign ever. First, Ubisoft CEO Yves Guillemot revealed the company was rolling out its largest marketing campaign ever for Star Wars Outlaws. During a recent earnings report call, Barsley Nick Dempsey asked, "When I look at the guidance for quarter 2, and if I assume something similar for back catalog in second quarter as quarter 1, kind of getting to 200 to 230 million, that sort of range, for the new release Star Wars Outlaws. When I look at that $70 price, and then assuming you might get from it, I'm getting to around 5 million units, something in that sort of bracket. First of all, where could I be going wrong with that thinking? Secondly, are you just being pretty conservative in your guidance? Because I guess given the interest in the game, we might have thought it would be more than 5 million units." Guillemot replied, "We cannot comment on the very numbers you are quoting, but what we have factored in is a strong launch for Star Wars Outlaws that reflects the fact that it is among the most awaited games of the industry this year, and a really strong positive community sentiment, and also the fact that we are coming with the biggest marketing campaign ever so far for a Ubisoft game. So that's what we've been factoring in the second quarter." Okay, so you can't comment on the numbers, but you're still gonna say you're expecting a strong launch, and you say that the fan feedback has been very positive. I smell bullshit. The feedback for Star Wars Outlaws has either been fine or people think the game looks awful. In my opinion, it is an Ubisoft game, so it's either A, gonna be really bad, or just gonna be very middling at best. Part of the biggest marketing campaign ever was flying out YouTubers and influencers to Los Angeles to give them 4 hours with the game. Cyberpunk 20XX revealed that one of his fellow German YouTubers, Kartoffel Koning, confirmed the claim that it was the biggest marketing campaign ever. As translated by YouTube, Kartoffel King stated, "We are with the largest marketing campaign ever for a Ubisoft game, and I can definitely confirm the last part, as I was invited by Ubisoft to come to Los Angeles and play in the Star Wars Outlaws event. The location was really polished up, and there was a day in Disneyland and something like that." Koning continued, "So Ubisoft spent a lot on that." One, in my personal opinion, if the game is as good as Ubisoft says it is, why do they need to fly YouTubers and influencers out to Los Angeles for coverage and send them on trips for 4 hours with the game? This just smells to me like they're trying to buy reviews. Next, Cyberpunk 20XX shared footage from British influencer and YouTuber Louis Juliet, who revealed she was brought to Los Angeles by Ubisoft early and was taken on a boat tour that she claims was originally a whale tour to see if we could spot any whales. She added, "So basically they invited a bunch of UK creators who got there early because our flights were booked early because it's a very long travel time. It was like a 12-hour journey." Yeah, again, why in the world is Ubisoft taking these people on boat tours, and why are they buying their plane tickets? Think about that for a minute there. They're buying plane tickets, and they're taking people on whale tours for sightseeing. Cyberpunk 20XX also confirms that Ubisoft was indeed paying for these international and domestic flights for YouTubers and influencers. He cited a post from Chewy which states, Ubisoft and Star Wars flew me out to California to play Star Wars Outlaws, interview the game director and lead writer, and meet the cast. I'm beyond grateful for this opportunity. VIP tour of Disneyland tomorrow. As noted, it's another individual, not Ubisoft, was paid to take these YouTubers and influencers to Disneyland as well. Again, they're paying for Disneyland trips and they're paying VIP tours of Disneyland. This is not cheap. If the game was really as good as Ubisoft says it is, why don't they just send a 4-hour-long demo to these creators so they can play it at home? Why do they feel the need to spend all this money on plane tickets, Disney tours, boat trips? Why? Is it by chance that this game is bad? I'm getting this sense from Ubisoft. Another influencer was also reported given a Nyx plushie and was flown out as well. Tofu Games wrote, had a blast, experiencing Star Wars Outlaws at the preview event this week. Thank you, Ubisoft, for the Nyx plushie and for flying me out festivities. Okay, I will say the plushie is not that big a deal within itself, but at the same time, combine that with everything else. Ubisoft is giving out gifts, flying out people to Los Angeles, buying them trips to Disneyland, buying them trips on whale tours. It is starting to add up. Not mentioned in Cyberpunk 20XX video, but the Star Wars HQ revealed they made lightsabers during the Disneyland VIP experience. He wrote, built an epic lightsaber at Galaxy's Edge yesterday with fellow Star Wars Outlaws content creators and explored the park. It was an absolute blast. Of note, Cyberpunk 20XX notes that Louise Julie has denied being paid by Ubisoft to promote the game, despite being flown to Los Angeles given a VIP experience to Disneyland, taken on a whale sighting tour, and being smoozed at the actual Star Wars Outlaws event. On her video of the actual event, where she praises the game, Julie pinned the following comment PSA, I was not paid by Ubisoft or anyone else to make this video. I was given the opportunity to record content, however, it was fully my own choice to make and share content based on it. The only money I make from this content is from YouTube views. There is no shilling or hidden agendas involved. Alright, I'm just gonna say, press X to doubt. I don't believe this person, and neither should you. Honey, you were paid via gifts, plane tickets, free trips, and merch. You were paid that way to give a positive review and video. We're not stupid, as you can see there. Although I do gotta say that Nyx plushie is cute. I will say Nyx in the game is cute. I will say that. Ubisoft is not the only company to do this, and is far from the first, and these campaigns do not always work. Maybe the biggest example is Prime Video's The Lord of the Rings, The Rings of Power. Amazon and Prime Video paid for influencers to meet with the show's creators and get exclusive first looks for the show at multiple events, including one in Oxford and another at Mordecai. Well, there was initial interest in the show. A report from The Hollywood Reporter detailed that 63% of individuals who started watching the show failed to finish it. The Hollywood Reporter, Kim Masters, reported. While Amazon, like other streamers, provides only limited data, and internally it held information even more closely than usual on this series, sources confirmed that The Rings of Power had 37% domestic completion rate. Customers who watched the entire series overseas, it reached 45%. A 50% completion rate would be a solid but not spectacular result, according to insiders. Of note, this investigation follows in the wake of German YouTuber channel Pete Smite, which has over 2 million subscribers, admitting that it removed its Star Wars Outlaws preview video, and the video itself was subject to a review process from a third party in post to YouTube. Pete Smite shared that they removed their Star Wars Outlaws preview video from their channel, as translated by Deep L. one of the channel owners stated, "Hi Peter here, we've taken the Star Wars video offline. Not because we want to sweep something under the carpet or anything, but because it should never have been published and we don't want it on the channel. We talk a bit more about this in my next podcast episode. I'm sorry." Could it be that he had criticisms towards the game and then a third party told him, "Take that down immediately"? Could that be the reason? Because that's the only reason I can think for someone to take down a preview video of a game. This post followed a comment revealing that a third-party agency had to approve of its Star Wars Outlaws preview video. You never should have a third party come in and say you can and cannot post this video. That should not be allowed. As translated by DBell, the channel posted, "I completely understand the arguments that were made here, and that was not correct. I had the opportunity to play the game for 4 hours, and it was edited into an over hour-long video. As part of the review process, the entire video was thrown back to us. An intermediary agency, not Ubisoft, asked for a lot of changes, especially to the wording at the beginning. But since I personally thought the game was really cool, I didn't see that as a problem. This was a huge miscalculation. It adds a sorry you don't have to pre-order a game. Of course, you can buy whatever you'd like with your money. I absolutely enjoy the version I was shown. The process behind it was for the ass. I'm sorry that we didn't print more against it, but let ourselves be beaten wide open. Big sorry for that." It's such weird wording, I'm telling you. What do you make of the Ubisoft spending lavish amounts of money on YouTubers and influencers in the hopes of selling Star Wars Outlaws? Well, in my personal opinion, I'm going to say first and foremost, do not pre-order this game. Wait for reviewers that you trust. Wait for those and look up the user scores first and foremost, because those are people who actually paid for the game and actually will give an honest opinion on it. And on another note, do not trust influencers, do not trust YouTubers that were flown out by companies for trips, and especially don't trust them if they were given merch and gifts alongside. And especially don't trust these people that were flown out for free by Ubisoft, paid to go to Disneyland, and paid to do whale trips for a 4-hour demo. That just screams YouTubers were being paid off. Anyway, those are my thoughts on this whole article and what's been going on with Star Wars Outlaws. Anyway, let me know down in the comments what you guys think of this whole thing. And as always, this has been Ryder. I'm out.